All right, so when we get to the TNT charts, I'm just going to, because it's 11 o'clock, I'm just going to hit it right off the bat. We're just going to go straight here at Auto USD. And what we're looking for, see, we have the downtrend, and we're going to go through this pretty quickly. We got a downtrend. If I can get my pen tool operating properly. Down, down, down. This one has a little bit of an area gap there, but I'm still seeing some pretty good levels heading down. But we sort of break it and match it over to here. I'm a little worried about this area, and this, even though this arrow goes with the downtrend and we have negation here, it sort of broke structure. See this? Broke structure. If I were to try to go with structure right now, where would I place, what statement would I be looking for? I would try to come up to structure up to here, and that's 71.18 in that area. I would be looking for a 1 hour trade. So let me move some of my stuff out of the way here. So if I head over to Nadex and I'm looking at the Auto USD and I'm looking for the next hour, I'm looking for the 12 o'clock hour. I'm looking at 71.18. There it is. It does have money on it. But remember, I'm looking for perfection. I'm not looking for just to get into a trade. And what are the cons against this particular trade? Well, they're sitting right here. I see a support and resistance area right here. I see a flattening moving average. I see a pull over the moving average heading up. This could be a reversal at this point. And even though this possibly still could win, it has a lower rate of success than it does with a matching trend. Okay, so this is a no-no. We're not going to get into this trade. Clear out. Let's go to the next one. Auto JPY. Same thing. Comes down, goes back up again, but I'm not seeing anything good. You're a great bit pound. Once you start to really see it, you can filter these pretty quickly. We had a big giant movement, some consolidation, maybe even a flag situation, but I'm not really looking for things. As soon as it starts to cross the moving average here, even though that it could be considered negation at that point, I'm not seeing anything decent. Now, we got something pretty good, okay? Euro JPY sitting at 125.13 when it came out, 125.13. We could use the 125.17 as structure for a sell. We're looking at the 12. God, what was that again? 125.17. Let's see if there's anything on it. 25.19's there, sitting at $22. Place order. Okay. Now, I made a boo-boo. I should have done that at market value. Amend order. Back. Okay, there it is. All right, it went in. So into a trade. Now, how would I trade this if I was trading spreads? Simple as well. I'm going to do a call spread. Let's do call spread Euro JPY. We're looking for 12. We're looking for, something that's close to the ceiling because we're coming down for a sell at the 125.18. Let's see here. Is that this one? Yeah, this would be it. But now remember, it's got to drop down now 2 more pips. So I'll place order there. Go there. That's how we traded on the spreads. Now I wouldn't, because if it goes up to a certain period, I can only lose $9, right? But if it does drop now over the next 44 minutes and I get some good numbers on it, I could win potentially some pretty good money, right? Do you agree with that, Thor? Is that a pretty good?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I would have taken that trade.
Yeah, easy, right? So that's how fast it moves. Now, how would we trade on this on a Forex process? As simple as well. I'm looking for structure plus some, right? So if I set a stop loss, here's a 125.17. I'm looking at 125. I'd say right around in this area could be something that could push something back at a resistance area, 125.24. So I'm really only sitting at like a 14 or 15 point stop loss. So 125.24. And what I'm going to do is come into here. This is my personal VPS. I'm going to chart a window. I'm going to new order. Real simple. I'm going to do 0.02 micro lot and do sell. Hit OK. Now that's going to put my, now normally I could put a stop loss on, but you're going to have to figure that stuff out. What I'm going to do now is just drag this up 125. And I'm going to put it right beyond structure, right about there. Except, let's try that again. Why didn't it sit? Right beyond structure, 127. And now what I'm going to do is go to the other end. So since I'm sitting at about 16, 17 pips, I want to drop down. So just below, now because 125 is a pretty strong structure, I want to hit my number, right? So I'll probably just come about 1 or 2 pips up from that. I could lower my stop loss down to kind of meet that if it does blow that out, I can keep it even to an R1 to 1 value. But I'm going to keep it at this. I'm going to pull it back up, and I might be a little bit strong on the loss factor here, but I also know that the 125.00 is pretty strong. Now we could do all kinds of things at this point. We could set a trailing stop loss when certain things happen. We could do all this stuff. So this is really more about a manual trade at this point, but giving me some room for market expansion by using structure as my stop loss. And even though that I'm sitting probably at a, what is this here? About 8, so maybe a 1 to 2 instead of a 2 to 1. And again, we can always lower that down to do whatever. Or if you want to get really ballsy, just go to a true 2 to 2 or 1 to 2, right? Or 1 to 1. And you could do so by jumping back on the 15-minute chart to look at where structure really is. You see this? So we know that if it starts to pull back down around this area, we're going to hit our numbers down here. We're going to drop below the 125 mark and be able to get into there. All right. So basically what happened is I got a little distracted when we're doing the trade and during the webinar, and I never got a chance to see the end result. So I'm going to shoot over to the screen real quick, and you can kind of see this is like 2 minutes prior to. This is the last time we get a chance to see the actual trade on the board before I get asked a question, I get pulled away. But and I'll show in the next clip where the money was made. Okay, so we were on the TNT trade, and here's where we made the money on the binary that was made for 12 o'clock, and there it is sitting at $20. Again, I got in for $22.75 instead of about 25, so I'm off about $3 there. This is only, what is that? That's $16.65. Again, I'm only trading one contract. If I was really sturdy enough, I could have got in for the 25 and not had a problem with. As far as the Forex trade, it went really well. Let me get you over to that pair. You can kind of see it's still hovering pretty good. I've shrunk back the stop loss just a little bit because what we're hoping to do, and I'll even move it again right now, back to this structure right here, because what I'm hoping for is for this to now start to continue on its downtrend. But I wanted to give it a little bit more room. If it had continued down past another module of halfway 50%, I would have moved to break even at that point. And that's basically what I do. I get an R1 to 1 value, move to 50%, move to break even, get to take profit, and you can put on or off. I put 2 micro lots. You can take one off or keep them both on and just keep moving it down and stop lossing it per R value that's there. So this trade hasn't gone off yet. You'll be able to see my spreadsheet as a value. It's going to be on the max tab. That'll be max results process. So you'll be able to see that result on there. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was a pretty good set of trades happening live on the webinar. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, we'll be in there for about an hour trading that time period. So, all these trades that we're showing are in that time frame. So that's pretty cool. I hope to see you inside next time. I'm Max Farrell. This is DexFxMarkets.com. And as always, trade well.